What is going on, everybody? So today I have Teddy on the
That
show,
is David
the
Allen,
man, the myth, the
package
legend,
car driver
and
from
the man
Teamsters Local 728.
in
Normally,
everything you
he
need to
spends his
really
days delivering
solve your money
packages
secrets
and his
right
nights
here in this
interviewing
episode.
Teamsters to
All the
educate the
skeletons in this
membership.
closet,
But for this episode of
everything
Roswell Hub,
holding back
he's
the
going to do
dream
something
dealer,
different.
we are going
He's
to be
talking to
bringing
me,
it out
Teddy
today.
Ostro,
Nothing
and
gives
boy,
more
is he in
clarity
for a
than a
show.
subscriber.
The facts, dates, and events presented in this video are from the member's best recollection and may not be fully accurate. This video is intended for entertainment purposes only. Always consult with your local union about your rights and duties at your workplace. The opinions shared on this video are our own and do not necessarily represent my employer's positions, strategies, or opinions. All views shared are protected under the National Labor Relations Act.
What is going on, everybody? So today I have Teddy Ostro, host of the Upsurge podcast and also journalist, and we're bringing him on today because we want to know what the media will potentially say about us, the UPS worker, if we end up going on strike. So, Teddy, welcome to the show. And I'm just going to get into the first question, and that is, why should the UPS members care what the media thinks of us?
Well, whether you like it or not, right, media has a lot of power. They have the power to control the narrative of important events, like your guys' potential strike in August, and how a strike is depicted can determine, whether or not other workers at other workplaces feel impassioned to fight for themselves, for their coworkers, for their families, for there to be ripple effects. It can influence how politicians and other decision makers will react to the strike. And it can impact the outcome of the strike, right? Because ultimately, what you guys need, you do need, is the public behind your back, right? And where does the public learn their information? It's from the media. And ultimately, we already know if there's a strike, people are going to be pissed that their packages are not coming to their doorstep. You got two options there. They're going to be pissed at the workers, or they're going to be pissed at the corporation. And how the media frames what's going on, it's going to impact which one of those people are going to feel.
And so we're already starting to see the articles come out from consultants about painting us in a bad light, that we need to really think before we ever make that decision of hitting the streets. What do you have to say about all that?
Yeah, there is a patronizing tone to a lot of it, isn't there? Right? As if the workers don't know what they're doing. Um, but yeah, I mean, we're seeing a lot of coverage already coming out from a lot of mainstream media, sort of depicting this, ticking time bomb of economic doom that will befall the United States of America if the greedy UPS workers go on strike. We saw Business Insider, right? They said a driver's strike will threaten to upend millions of deliveries. Fortune said it could hurt virtually every single American, right? And the point of this is sort of to frame workers as holding the economy, the economy, a stand-in for the rest of us, as the workers holding us hostage from the commerce, from getting our packages. When in reality, right, that's not really what's happening. Workers have been pushed to the brink. They were forced to strike because the corporation, which has deep pockets, making billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars in the case of UPS, they're not giving workers simple things like, I don't know, a living wage that you could feed your family off of, and sorts of things like that.
So, with that being said, we're already getting this negative outlook and we haven't even hit the streets yet. If we end up going on strike, what type of media coverage will we initially see?
Well, I think we're going to see more of the same. I think what we're going to see is a lot of coverage on basically taking the side of the corporation. You're not going to hear nearly enough workers in those articles. And if they're there, they'll be in like the seventh paragraph. And you're going to see a lot of figures about all the damage that's being done to the economy, all the deliveries that are not being sent. And all of this, again, is to sort of depict um, a strike as sort of a national catastrophe, when in reality, right, it's what's happening is that workers are exercising their principal leverage over their employer. A strike is what workers have. That's what they have in order to get what they want and what they deserve and what they need. Um, some of those things are simple things. And I think we're not going to really see, we're going to see some of it. There's some good coverage coming from more independent outlets. But for the most part, mainstream media isn't going to take that approach.
Now, I tend to think that history repeats itself. So when we look back at the 97 strike, how did it happen? Like, as far as the media coverage, was it bad and then good, or how did it end up happening?
Well, first of all, I want to say, I'm getting a lot of this information and narrative from this book. It is called Outside the Box by Deepa Kumar, which you should definitely check out to understand the media in general, how the media reacted and depicted the 1997 strike, and it has implications for today. So, what happened in 1997 was what you would expect. I mean, there was mostly focus on how consumers were really inconvenienced by their packages not being delivered, how much money UPS was, losing, and the media didn't really take the workers' concerns seriously. Now, after a while, there was a tone shift.
Who you for in this one, strikers or UPS? UPS. Gotta go with the strike. I gotta go with the Teamster guys.
Right. That first week, pro-corporate coverage. But the media started coming under pressure. And that's because the public really supported the UPS workers. They really supported what they were doing, which was fighting against this sort of broader trend of part-time work, more exploitative conditions, terrible pay, and the public was on your side. Public really pushed the media to start asking important questions about inequality, about what UPS was doing, and what the Teamsters were fighting for. So there was a tone shift by about the second week.
So, in general, with closing statements, how do we fight bad media coverage?
Well, I mean, there's things you can do on an individual basis. So, like, for example, if you're on the picket line and there's a journalist coming up to you, be prepared, right? If you should know what you want to say, tell them what issues you guys are fighting for. And also tell them the truth, which is you guys are fighting for more than just you guys. You're fighting for the labor movement as a whole. Now, beyond that, media is influenced by collective struggle. You guys going out and strike in record numbers, messaging through the union, through your local, through the international, that this is what we're fighting for. This is why it's important. Good messaging that gets the public engaged and not pissed off at you, but pissed off at UPS. Well, that's going to force the media to shape up. So ultimately, the power is in your guys' hands. You can break the so-called beltway of mainstream media, and you can tell your own stories.
All right. So for anybody who has not checked it out yet, you must check out the Upsurge podcast. I say must because Teddy spends many grueling hours working on this thing. You will notice by the quality of his work. So I'll put the link down below to his YouTube channel, but he's also on podcast format. Teddy, who do you want to shout out tonight?
All right. Well, I'll do a few of them. I mean, the first one is David Allen. What you do is clearly so important, fellow media person. I know you deliver packages by day, but you're a fellow journalist or journalist-esque person by night. So it's awesome. It's awesome to see, and I've learned a lot from your show, and I'm sure your fellow union siblings have too. So, second, I just got to shout out all the UPS workers out there. You're fighting for all of us, and that includes me. If you guys do well, if you're display yourselves as a fighting union, you win a good contract, and you show the world that workers can strike and they can win, well, that's going to help all of us. So thank you for using your power. Third, I got to shout out my own union. National Writers Union, Freelance Solidarity Project. We're fighting for media workers. We're fighting for freelancers specifically. There's a lot of campaigns, a lot of issues that we deal with. One of which it's really important that we're fighting for right now is to basically include freelancers and other quote unquote excluded workers from certain benefits that the government provides regular employees. So, for example, unemployment insurance isn't always extended to workers, despite us being workers. And sometimes we go through hard times. Sometimes, we don't get, we get laid off, by not having a client. So we deserve to be protected as well. So that's what we're fighting for, among other things.
All right. So my shout out is to Teddy's article. He wrote this great article that kind of sums up what we talked about tonight. I'll put the link down below. Be sure to check it out. And so for anybody who does not know, I release an episode every Sunday. Next Sunday, we are covering a contract update. Greg Kerwood, Richard Hooker are going to be on. It's going to be great. I'm just saying that. I don't know yet, but I'm assuming it's going to be great. And one last suggestion. Please change your title card to 97 Rosario. Hashtag bring back Rosario. We'll make it happen. So, all right, guys. I love you. Catch you next time.